Well, well, well. I thought I'd find you here. Time to die, you sick bastard!
Alright y'all, what is up and welcome to my first ever video. Today we're going to be reviewing 1996 cult classic strategy game Worms, released for the PS1. And without further ado, let's just get right into it.
It starts with an epic worm jerking its head around and shooting missiles that fades into a whole new worm in a completely different art style, trying to take a shit.
Now, something I do have to congratulate it for is the really cool music that plays during those cutscenes and the title and select screen of the game, which is a really stark contrast to when you're really playing it, and it does have this really nice, calming ambience. Also, the voice of the worms is pretty funny.
Another thing I have to add about these bowling alley level cutscenes is that there are so many of these packed throughout the game, and you constantly have to keep rewatching them throughout your playtime, which I'm not too mad about because I find them pretty charming. But that must be where they spent all of their money, because look at this worm. It's like 4 pixels. It's insane.
And this was released on a PS1, for God's sake, so they have absolutely no excuse.
But I will have to say the background work in this game is absolutely fantastic and makes me forgive the shitty cutscenes and worm designs. You have an awesome hellscape, an earthworm gym-like junkyard, and even an alien world with xenomorph eggs. I mean, even back then there was a freaking mountainscape with pie everywhere.
But enough about the graphics, let's get into the gameplay. Now, the main flaw I have with the game is how they just throw you in and give you no sense of what to do or direction. There's no tutorial, there's nothing at all. I had no idea what to do for the entire first match, and I was just watching CPUs play because I didn't even know how to actually play the game myself. I had to watch a lot of YouTube videos, and if I was a kid back in the 90s, pre-internet era, I would have freaking thrown this game out the window. It have been so frustrating. But once you actually get past that learning curvature, it becomes an absolute blast. After I learned how to access the item menu, the game got so good, because for the first couple times, I was just using the bazooka, but when you get the item menu, you get so many fun mechanics, like the teleporting, which solved the stiff gameplay that I originally thought. Like, when you get a bad map, it basically just makes the entire, 10 minutes you're about to experience not fun at all, because you can't even, attack any of your enemy worms, and none of the enemy worms can attack you either, so it just kind of becomes a stalemate. But when you get the item menu, you get airdrops, you get teleporters, you get a bunch of different bombs, and even a Kamehameha blast from Dragon Ball. But now we're getting to my big red gaping enormous anus of a flaw. How damn repetitive this game gets. For the first around 2 matches, which takes about an hour because these matches last for so long, I was having the absolute time of my life just learning all these new mechanics. But I've logged around 3 to 3.5 hours in this game, and meaning I've played around 6 matches. Those are final 3 matches were just so boring, and I was really only playing them to, get a better understanding of the game. But really, it made me understand nothing other than a couple boring items mechanics and a couple new maps and cutscenes. But yeah, it gets really repetitive, and overall, for being a PS1 game, feels pretty freaking bare bones. It's just But you could have added a couple mini games, maybe a couple special game modes where it mixes up the gameplay a little bit, even more items, more maps. It just feels so, honestly, bare bones. I mean, half of one of the Final Fantasy VII discs has twice as much packed into it than this pretty dry feeling game. This feels like an early, PC game. I think it was a PC game at one time. But overall, even though it does have some fun, maybe playing it like once a week could really give you some good stuff. I don't think it's worth the asking price of what they offer on the PlayStation 5. And it's also not the most expensive thing on the PlayStation 1. Also not the worst thing to play on the PlayStation 1. But definitely not the closest to the best. Overall, I give this game a pretty high 6. It's a pretty solid little strategy game with a good amount of charm, but just a lot less to offer than a lot of other games. In the end, just play Worms Armageddon. And thanks for watching. If you have a game recommendation or something you want me to review, drop it down in the comments below, and I'll see you in the next one.